Our next speaker is the founder of Wowoo, an ecosystem where blockchain technologies could be easily accessed and customized by people all over the world. So please help me in welcoming to the stage, Fuji Nichols.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed your lunch, and I hope you guys are awake. All right, so first of all, I would like to make a confession. I am not a developer myself. I don't do any computer sciences. So today, I would just like to share my vision of what we're trying to achieve in this Wahoo platform. OK, so first, I would like for all of us to use our imagination. So let's say in year 2000 something. Make it 30, 50, 80, you decide. So in this future, very near future, we might see robots walking around, helping us out. We might see AIs making decisions, supporting us, having answers. We might see cars, autopilot cars, taking us everywhere. And of course, we see blockchain everywhere around the corner, changing the way we trust. Now, is this kind of future an imaginable future to you guys? Can you picture something somewhat close to this? Yeah? I hope so. So let's put robots and cars, those aside, and talk about blockchain, of course. So my question is, for those who believes that blockchain is actually going to be used in the very near future, everywhere around the corner, just like we use smartphones today, is that how are we exactly going to achieve that future? So a person like me who doesn't do any programming, I'm not a developer, should I count on great developers such as you guys to develop such a great technologies? Good question, isn't it? So before I start talking about Wahoo, I would like to introduce just a little bit of myself. So I used to consider myself somewhat a hippie. But don't worry, I didn't wear these kind of outfits every day. This is just for special occasions. But anyways, I honestly really wanted to live a life of love and peace. And I was interested in environmental problems. I really wanted to solve these kind of problems. So those days, what I did was that I went out to speak with scientists, researchers, engineers, a lot of people, different kind of people who had ideas, products, services that could really change our world in a better way. I mean, making a cleaner, eco-friendly world. But then I also learned that just because these ideas or products or services, they were all good, but then it didn't always mean that it was going to be used in our daily lives, because I see almost none of them that I thought was really great. But talking about blockchain, I think it's going to be different, because as most of you already know, there's a lots of tremendous amount of money floating into this industry and making you guys all rich. And this is a very great trend, because the more money comes in, of course, it's dragging more attention from people all over the world. And furthermore, it's probably going to push this whole industry far more ahead. And actually, blockchain is going to be used in our daily lives. So when I heard about blockchain, I thought, this is it. If I could use blockchain, I think even myself personally, I could come up with many ideas that could support eco-friendly stuff and really change our planet to a sustainable Earth. But then there was a problem. As I mentioned, I don't do any computer science. I don't even know if I could spell science. Just kidding. But you know, for people like me, there's a barrier, a huge barrier that I cannot, even if I can understand the concept of blockchain, I think this thing is going to be a legit industry, but I can't do anything myself. So talking of business in the business world, it is important to have the value of a product or service really depends on the number of users you have. And how do you get the numbers of users is by having the demand, first of all, and making people happy, of course. And most importantly, it has to be very simple. So this is why I came to this conclusion that I wanted to make a service where people can easily interact with blockchain, especially for people like me who doesn't understand what all you guys are doing facing the computers. I really wish I could understand it, but I'm trying. So if my understanding is correct with regards to blockchain, any blockchain, let's say Bitcoin, Ethereum, so they provide a foundation. They provide a basement or like a land. But it is up for developers like you guys to build the building on top of this. So you guys can create whatever your ideas and build it on top of this foundation. And this is a very great environment because you guys can create stuff that's unique. All the projects we hear yesterday, today, they're all unique. That's a fantastic thing. But again, people like me, I wouldn't even know how to get to this land. I can't cross the border. So now I'll talk about a little bit about Wahoo. So what Wahoo is, like I said, I wanted to provide a service where people can interact with blockchain very easily. They could create their own tokens used inside their community and customize with it various rights that they need inside that community. So anyone with a great idea who has a community, they want to spread their tokens inside that community can register to our service as a service operator. So the service operator can create whatever kind of tokens they like with different kind of rights they need. For example, they can provide voting rights, they can provide monetary reserve, you can even do lottery, anything imaginable. I would say anything programmable. So I know it's easier said than done. So I have made a partnership with a Japanese listed company named OKWave. And this is actually the first company in Japan as a listed company who said they are going to commit in the blockchain industry. Because as Japanese are known as the technological country, but they're very conservative. They don't want to do anything crazy, especially being a listed company. But what OKWave does is they provide a Q&A service. And how many of you can imagine Q&A service company being rich? Of course not. They just provide Q&A like Yahoo Answers. So of course they depend on advertisement. But the cool thing about this company is that they have tremendous amount of data which shows the demand of people, what people need, what makes people happy, because they've been providing nothing but Q&A services since like 1991 or something. So very long time. They're one of the only Q&A services in Japan. So because they have these kind of knowledge, we are trying to integrate this knowledge and data into our ICO platform. So in particular, what we're going to do is we will be consulting companies, entities, people with projects that want to do ICO. And we want to make a hub of different types of blockchain so people can easily communicate using blockchain. They can contact people if they need, like, let's say, Nike shoes. But they don't know who are willing to accept Bitcoin or Ethereum or Neo and provide the actual sneakers. And we would like to have an AI matching services based on OKWave's knowledge. And our mission and vision, I'm just going to skip this, but we just want to provide an easy and convenient place where people can interact and use peer-to-peer and save our planet. That's my vision, actually. So how are we related to Neo? It is very pity to say, but currently we're based on Ethereum. I really wished I knew or I looked up about Neo for way beforehand. But at the time, my technicians and we just decided to have it on Ethereum just for the sake of fast. But what we do is, together with Neo, we have made an agreement that we're going to set up a research team together, whether decide whether if we should switch to Neo's blockchain or create our own blockchain, or stick to Ethereum. And of course, everyone knows Mr. Da Hongfei. We are very honored to welcome him as one of the council members. So he will be one of the judges to decide what kind of projects that we will be going to support. So as a team of Wahoo, as I said, we're working with OKWave. This is a Japanese listed company, which is probably going to have a huge impact. And we have Mr. Roger Ver and Neo, Mr. Da Hongfei, in our counseling team. Of course, these guys are professional of blockchain. So we're going to work together to decide, what kind of project that we can actually support that's really going to change our lives in a better way. And as we had a discussion earlier, compliance is very important in this industry. So we're working with QRC and CoinFirm. These guys are professional of KYC and AML. So we really hope that we can do something big. We're going to be having our token sale in late February. And hopefully we can release our platform by no later than third quarter of this year, actually. And OKWave is probably going to be our first use case of doing ICO, hopefully within this year. Yep. So we want to create an inspiring value, and I hope you guys can all support us. And we think, the blockchain industry itself is a totally hippie style, if you ask me, because you don't have to be a rival, you don't have to be an enemy. You can all be friends. This is like love and peace, just like what hippie wants to do. And I really like it, and I really hope I could do something cool together with you guys. And hopefully maybe we switch to Neo because Ethereum, it sucks. But anyways, thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.